Hi, second graders. Today we're going to be reading Cross Country Vacation. It's page 471. This week it is a reader's theater. This is our last little story in our whole entire reading book. We have completed the whole entire thing. And so our vocabulary words this week are delay, fantastic, spare, historical, impressive, and upbeat. And we are going to be reading for fluency, which means that we read smoothly by grouping words that go together, and we use punctuation marks as clues to help you read correctly. So remember, when we have a period or a question mark or a comma, we take a pause and then we restart our sentence so they don't get mixed together. So delay means, delay, I don't know why it's doing this. Delay means is to be late about something. Impressive, fantastic, sorry, I'm going down, is something that is amazing or something that is wonderful. Spare means kind of like, it means extra. You might have a spare set of clothes for your baby brother or sister in case they get food all over them. Historical means that it is from the past, because history's in there. Something historical could be like an artifact or a historical place, like going to a battlefield, things like that. Impressive means something that is kind of, what's the words? Impressive isn't something that is kind of like you can be in awe of it, like the Grand Canyon is an impressive place to visit, or the night sky can be impressive because of how beautiful and starry it can be. An upbeat means to feel good. It means that you're happy, you're eager, and you're ready to go. Okay, so cross country vacation. Well, there are 6 roles in here. I'm gonna do my best to keep the same voice for all of them, the different ones. So we have Dad, Cam, Terry, Nikki, Mom, and Jesse. So the scene 1, it's a place, and it's the family's house in Columbus, Ohio. So this is the setting. Okay. Here we go. Sorry, I'm opening up my textbook. Okay, everyone, before you hop into the car, look at the camera and wave. Bye-bye, Ohio. California, here we come. We're off without further delay. We're driving to Aunt Fran's house for a visit. We'll be on the road for 2 weeks. This is the start of our video travel diary. Come along with us. Where is the family going? How long will it take them to get there? Well, where are they going? They're driving to California, and it will take them 2 weeks to get there. So right here it says California, and here it says it will take 2 weeks to get there. Why do you think the family wants to make a video diary of their trip? What do you infer? Why would they want to do this? Well, they might want to make it as a souvenir, something that they can look back and remember places they go, and they want to show it to others, possibly. Our vacation is going to be awesome. We'll be driving to some fantastic places. We'll use the camera to record each place we visit. By the end of the trip, we'll have a great video. You'll feel as if you went with us. So buckle your seatbelts. Shut the doors. We have no time to spare. We're heading out to see new parts of the United States. Scene 2, place. So this is the setting. The Abraham Lincoln Presidential Museum in Springfield, Illinois. Our first stop is an important historical site. This place is a cool place. We are in the hometown of our country's 16th president, Abraham Lincoln. We're taking a tour of the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Museum. It has actual things from President Lincoln's life and times. This is Abraham Lincoln Presidential Museum, so this is a picture of it. And fluency tip. Group the words in a way that helps you understand what you are reading. So how is everyone in the family feeling about going on this trip? And how can you tell? Well, they're excited. Everyone is smiling. See the pictures? They're smiling. And Nikki is describing the trip is as awesome. He says, this is going to be awesome. Right up here. Now, why is Abraham Lincoln Presidential Museum located in Springfield, Illinois? Yep, that was right here where Jesse says it. We are in the hometown of our country's 16th president, Abraham Lincoln. Our next page. The museum has a real log cabin that we can go into. It's just like that, like the one that President Lincoln once lived in. Then we'll be going to Abraham Lincoln's house. Abe Lincoln lived there before he became president. We'll try to videotape the whole visit. So this is a statue of Abraham Lincoln, and this is Abraham Lincoln's house. Now look at this picture right here. How can you tell that the log cabin this log cabin right here is not the actual cabin that Abraham Lincoln once lived in? Right here in this sentence, it says, it's just like the one that President Lincoln once lived in. So it's not the one he lived in, but it's just like it. Okay, here we go. Scene 3. Place. Lake of the Ozarks State Park, Missouri. Today we're walking through a field of wildflowers. We're headed down to the lake to go swimming, and it takes a boat ride. I'm going to water ski. The flowers are so colorful. They smell sweet too, almost like honey. Now our fluency tip here is pay attention to commas as you read. Take a short pause at each comma. So let's reread this sentence by Cam. You say, they smell sweet, take a breath, too, take a breath, almost like honey. Try that again. They smell sweet, too, almost like honey. Now, what details tell you about the setting of the scene 3? Well, we know that there are flowers everywhere, and they smell sweet. They're fragrant. And they're on a lake where they can go boating, swimming, and water skiing. Look, a butterfly. Do you think I can catch it? Butterflies are fragile. Please don't touch them. Even if you touch them gently, you can harm them. All the children say, don't worry, we won't touch them. We've been camping near the lake of the Ozarks State Park in Missouri. It's great to be out in nature. Animals depend on nature to live. That's why it's important to protect it. Fluency tip. Break longer sentences into groups of words to help you read with fewer pauses. So don't say it really quick, but group a few words together. So like, we've been camping near the lake of the Ozarks. And then kind of take a breath. In the State Park of Missouri. It's great to be out in nature. So break it up a little bit, okay? Scene 4, place. Wait, first, why does the mom tell the children not to touch the butterflies? If you guys have been to the zoo and you've been to the butterfly house, you should know this. Yeah, because butterflies can be harmed even if you touch them gently. You know, at the zoo, they don't even let you touch them at the Detroit Zoo. I was there right before all this happened. And that was one thing they said is don't touch the butterflies. Genevieve kept trying to touch them, of course. Scene 4, place. The setting takes place at the ruins of the Pueblo in New Mexico. This morning we arrived at an old Native American village. It's high up on a hill. Mrs. Pomeroy cannot read today. We were hiking all morning. It was a hard climb. I got to the top of the hill first. The village here is called a pueblo. People settled here long ago. They built their homes with clay bricks. So this is Estenia Pueblo. And actually, we learned about the Pueblo in the beginning of the year in our social studies book. Now, how can you tell that the people who settled the Pueblo lived there long ago? Well, if you look at the pictures, those buildings look pretty old. They don't look modern like what we live in. And the kids, what words do they say? They say an old Native American village. And it says right here, people settled here long ago. So those are the words that we are using when the author's using to let us know. When they left, for many years, no one lived here. Later, people found the ruins of the village. After the discovery, scientists started studying the ruins. They found broken pots and worn stones. These helped them understand how the people cooked and what they ate long ago. No one knows exactly why the people who once lived here left, but scientists are still trying to find out. I'd like to stay here longer. So these are the ruins. Scene 5. It takes place at the San Gabriel Mountains in California. Today we're in the San Gabriel Mountains in California. This is our last stop before we reach the Pacific Ocean. We drove all day to get here. We finally stopped when the sun started to set behind these majestic mountains. It was impressive. Tomorrow morning, we're going to ride mountain bikes up one of the mountains. I'll be the first one to the top. I don't think so. You both have to beat me. So these are the San Gabriel Mountains. The fluency tip. For smooth reading, break long sentences into groups of words that go together. So that's what we've been doing. Now, how can scientists tell about people who lived in the Pueblo by studying how they cooked and what they ate? So we learned, again, and we already learned this in our social studies, that if they cooked and ate meat, they were hunters, and if they had to travel to follow what they were hunting. If they ate vegetables, then they were farmers, and they stayed in one place to take care of their crops. Now, if this is the family's last stop, have they nearly crossed the country? Yeah, they're probably pretty close because they're getting close to the Pacific Ocean right here. That shapes the western side of the United States. Here we go. Scene 6. Place, the beach at Santa Monica, California. We've made it to the California coast. Aunt Fran's house is just a few minutes away. It took us 14 days to get here. We're all feeling upbeat. We're looking at the largest ocean in the world. We're going to go swimming now. I'm going surfing. I hope the water is warm. I've heard that the water in the Pacific Ocean can be very cold. Thanks for taking this video tour of the United States with us. The last one in the water is a rotten egg. Here we go. Goodbye. So our fluency tip here is exclamation points let you know that someone is excited. And this is a lifeguard station, and that's the ocean. Now, do you remember why the family is taking a cross-country vacation? Yes, they're traveling to California to visit Aunt Fran. Now, the family has been traveling for 14 days. Do you know why they're feeling upbeat? Yeah, they're finally there. They have successfully made it across the country. So that's our story today. Tomorrow, I'm going to read this along with you. You're going to follow along, and we'll talk about comprehension strategies and summer safety. So I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you guys enjoyed our reading book this year. I know I did. You guys have come a great length. We read 30 different stories this year. We read way more than that, you know that, but 30 stories in these last 2 books. I wonder what your favorite story is that you read all throughout the year. Maybe you can take a day and choose to read that to your family member out of this book. You don't have the whole book, but maybe you can go back and remember what your favorite story is and share that with your family. I hope you have a good day. I miss you, and I will see you guys for your book reports. I love you. See you later.